Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. Well, afternoon now, to be honest, but depends when you watch the video, I suppose. Well, good morning, good evening, and good night. So, the Vic Vindicator strikes back. The channel, 5,250 subscribers. Um, the beacon fires have been lit. Time to answer the call. So, he's going on about Southampton. I'm going to play the full video because I kind of agree with everything he says. Um, it's quite unfortunate, to be honest. I would like to have gone myself. He's talking about going to Southampton on Sunday. For again, the beacon fires have been lit. Time to answer the call. So Southampton Sunday is the call. He'll tell you more about why in the video. I'll let him tell you in the video what's going on. But again, I would have kind of liked to have went myself, but due to work, I can't. So, but it would have been. It's quite far, Southampton, to be honest. I mean, I literally couldn't get any further away from Southampton, probably in England. Well, slightly more, I could, but not by much. So, yeah, I won't be there. I have to get down to something in the near future, though. But probably like Manchester or Liverpool or somewhere nearer, to be honest. But again, I'll definitely get the Tommy Robinson thing next year if when he announces anything to do with that. Um, I'll definitely be going to that again, I would imagine. So this is Southampton on Sundays. The crack here. I'll let this guy take the stage.
Hey everybody, how you all doing? I hope you're doing really well. So first off, I want to thank everybody for their positive response to the emergency video I put late out last night about trying to help me get down to Southampton to help the people down there. The people of Southampton put out the call. They lit the Minas Tirith beacons to Gondor because they're surrounded by an enemy and they need help. And I want to answer that call. They've asked for all patriots from all over the country to go down on Sunday to stand with them peacefully to protest against what's being done to their city. They're being put in danger by this government by putting dangerous individuals, undocumented individuals, into their communities who they don't know who they are and who are quite clearly dangerous to the community. That's what they're protesting against. And that's why I intend to go down there and help them, because the police didn't help them last weekend. They did very little. They were being attacked from the side by a certain demographic in our society. One of them actually made direct threats of violence towards the protest in front of police officers and was not dealt with at all. He was the loudest one. He had a grey top on, shortish hair, grey hair, and he actually said to one of the organisers, I heard this on the video, he said this to one of the organisers, wait till next time we do this, we're going to bring an army and then we'll see what happens. That's why I'm scared for the protest on Sunday, because I think they fully intend to be causing trouble. They want to incite violence. They want to cause violence to the people that are just peacefully protesting. And like the gentleman said on the video, they deliberately targeted the women in the protest. They targeted the women in the protest. And that's why I want to go down there. So people have said the support for that video last night was 99.9% positive. Everybody was getting behind me. Obviously there's that 1%, that group of people who have accepted their fate and who just want to curl in a ball and just accept what's going to happen to them. But instead of just doing that, just going away and just shutting up, they decide to come to people's videos who are actually trying to do something and try to rubbish it and try to pull it down. And that's what's wrong with this country. We've got people like that. This is what has allowed this country to become the way it is, because of people like that. Because people who believe they're powerless. They've got no power because they believe the government lies that they're weak, that they have no strength. Well, the majority of the country doesn't think that way. Thankfully, that's only a minority, but it's the minority that has kept this country down for so long. It really has. Lots of people have woken up now, and we are prepared to stand and take our country back peacefully, by peacefully using our human rights to peacefully assemble and demonstrate against what is happening to our country. Why am I going? I'm going down there to offer my expertise at being able to be in a crowd and spot potential threats before people come to harm. That's my job. I can tap them on the shoulder and say, watch out, that guy over there looks a bit dodgy, stay away from him, that kind of thing. That's what I'll be doing. I'll more or less be acting as I did in Iraq, as a close protection operative. I'll be out there spotting potential threats for the group to keep them safe. You know, the kind of thing the police should be doing but don't. That's basically my role that I'll be taking down in Southampton. Helping the people out, protecting them as the police should be protecting them, but don't, because they're highly politicised now. And basically they've been told that the Patriot movement is evil and they believe it. They're politicised. No two doubts about it. I could see it from how they were policing that crowd down in Southampton at the weekend, that they're politicised. They treated this certain demographic with kid gloves, refused to step in when they should have stepped in. If that had been Patriots doing that to a pro-Palestine group, they would have been instantly arrested. The territorial support group would have come in, snatched them and taken them away. That didn't happen to these group of people. Especially when you've got individuals directly in front of police officers telling them that they're going to harm the people in the crowd if they do this sort of thing again. That's inciting violence. There are people now lingering in jail, Wayne O'Rourke, who said things online that weren't even there at the riots, that are lingering in jail for 3 years for saying that thing. This guy was actually at the protest telling these people directly that he intended to do harm to them, or he intended to bring more people to do harm to them. I think his exact words were, wait till next time, there'll be more of us, and then we'll see what happens. That's why I'm going down to Southampton. I will find a way of getting down there. I will find a way of getting down there. The goal is to raise over £200 for a return ticket for a rail ticket. I'm also looking for anybody that could offer me a lift down there. There are other alternatives as well. I am even looking at a National Express coach, an 8-hour journey to get down there, which would be, I think it's 4:30 on Saturday afternoon, and I would get to Southampton at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm prepared to do that. I'm prepared to wait around in a strange city to protect my fellow countrymen. That's what I'm prepared to do. I've accepted that responsibility. And I want to thank everybody who's donated already, trying to help me do this. But ultimately, the responsibility is on me. I've put some of my own money in. I'm hoping that I can raise this amount before Saturday so I can pre-book this return ticket, so I can go down there and help these people, because they need help. They're crying out for help. They really are. The government won't help them. The police won't help them. So it's down to us, the people. We have to stand by.
Hold on a minute. Lost quality here. I mean, he's right. He's right. And again, if anyone can help him, that'd be good, wouldn't it? And again, it's a good cause. Trying to save the country, to be honest. Trying to save the country, and yeah, again, we need people like this. We absolutely need people like this. Again, I'd go myself, but I'm just at work on the weekend, so I can't. Unfortunately, like, you can't just take work off when you want, is kind of the crack with work. So again, if I'm ever not at work, I mean, Southampton is fucking a long way from me. Like, London was an absolute epic trip, but again, like, London cost me like 600 quid to go to London, for like what, two days. So it was like 300 quid a day for the hotel and the train and everything, and time you buy food, I suppose, while you're there and stuff. So it's not cheap doing these large jaunts, to be honest. As he said there, I'm not quite sure where he's from, but 200 quid for a train. So he must be somewhere up north as well, like maybe over the northeast. Yeah, it's not cheap. Again, you couldn't really get much further away, Southampton, to be honest. So again, if anybody wants to donate to the guy and help him get down there, again, it's kind of what we need. But as well, all the people generally nearer Southampton need to come out. You know what I mean? That's the other side of it. It is helpful if people from all over the country come. Don't get me wrong, but it's like with the Tommy Robinson thing. That's with people from all over the country. But again, it's expense, isn't it? That's the other thing. Everything costs money, and it's again 200 quid. But then we'll need a hotel possibly for the night because how long's he going to stay there for? Do you know what I mean? You don't know what's going to happen. So it's he's worried about what's going to happen at the protest, but he's willing to go down just in case. And again, it used to be in the forces, and again, do the police's job and keep an eye if case trouble's going to erupt here. And again, you've got I watched Charlie Veach before there, and he's talking of civil war being absolutely inevitable in England, and he could be right. He could be right. It's been predicted by cleverer people than Charlie Veach, to be honest, as well. Like there's cleverer people than Charlie Veach predicted civil war in England in the near future. So it's a shit show. I'll play the rest of the video.
By each other. I would be a hypocrite. I would be a hypocrite if I didn't at least attempt to do this, because I've been calling out for building communities.
Yeah, I mean he's got a point as well. Again, it's like me as well. I've said, oh, that's why I went to Manchester and that's why I went to London, because you've got to kind of join the fight in some way somehow and do your bit in many ways. Do you know what I mean? That's the side of it. So like making the videos as well, but it's if I can be there in person, fucking right. Again, Tommy Robinson thing was really good. I'd advise anyone to go to the next one because he puts the numbers up, gives us more power with the numbers, and it was a really good day. To be honest, it was a really good day. So I'd recommend anyone going to the next one. Again, it's the expense, so as I say, it cost me 600 quid for two days. So and everything goes up in price, so it could be more next time. But if you've got the money, I suppose it was well worth the trip. If you lived I mean, half of it's because I lived so far away. The train was like 200 quid or something. You know what I mean? So it's like this guy here, he must be up the north as well, and it's not cheap getting to London from up north, it would seem. Or Southampton, because Southampton's further than London. I'll play the rest of the guy's video anyhow, just give him his time and on air and fucking let him finish his speech here. But again, a noble cause, isn't it? And that's what we want and what we need, and people like this and people who will join the fight to save Britain, because I mean, look what's going on in Ireland at the minute, and another attack on a child and riots, and nobody wants to live in this chaos. Do you know what I mean? Nobody wants to live in this chaos. We've had a peaceful country here. I don't know if Charlie Veach, I think, said that. I've just watched his video before this, and I think we've had 100 years. I think he said a peaceful country for 100 years. All I've ever known is a peaceful country, and it's escalating into chaos here. So I mean, don't get me wrong. Like the protests are part of the escalation into chaos, as slightly as well, I suppose. That's the problem. But if we don't do something, what are we left with here? We're left with a decline, to be honest, a constant, forever decline that never seems to stop, that just keeps declining. There is no future for this country on the current rate of decline for anybody's children. So we need to do something about it, because when you really think about it, as much as you say Britain's a shithole, it's still our shithole, and it was our shithole, and it wasn't as big a shithole in the past, to be honest. We had a golden period there. I think the 90s were alright, to be honest. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but the 90s were alright. We kind of just should have froze in the 90s and just kind of stuck there and everything, but it might have been alright. But no, we carried on, and to ultimate bagwash here, ultimate bagwash. I'll play the rest of the video.
In my videos. And this is what it means. It doesn't just mean your local community, it means the community as a whole country. We are a community. I'm talking about the Scots, the Welsh, the Irish, the English, everybody. These are our isles. We've lived here relatively in peace for hundreds of years now. Not to see it disappear into chaos because we did nothing now. The link to donate is below in the paper.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the size of it as well. It's the more people that sit on their hands, the put their head in the sand, the worse this is going to get. Because the people are the power, the people are the number. It's the numbers. If you get enough people, the government have to back down. This is supposed to be a democracy, but until you sort of get like I'd say 30% of the population, the government, like again with this petition to stop the digital ID, it's around 3 million, which is what? I mean, what, 5% of the population, if that? So you can just kind of laugh that off in many ways, the government. So it's all about the numbers, like.
If you can, that's brilliant. If you can't, I completely understand. I will say here as well, I didn't know this until I was told, but YouTube actually takes a third of any money donated via YouTube. So
Yeah, of course they do, and you're not allowed to say anything. I mean, why everybody uses this platform at this point is kind of beyond me in many ways. We should have all jumped over to Rumble because it's not quite as bad, or you know what I mean. But it's like YouTube's back at knobheads, to be honest. Um, yeah, YouTube take a third of the money that you donate to anybody, so there you go. There's that factor as well. And they don't give you much for adverts, to be fair. Like, you've got to be a big time creator to earn quite a lot off the adverts. Like, thousands and thousands of subscribers before it's kind of worth it, really. So it's a bit of a grind, and then like it's a grind as well. That like at any point in time, YouTube can just ban you. So it's very ropey job in many ways, pinning your entire hopes on YouTube when these motherfuckers will literally sack you off without a second's notice for very little at all sometimes, according to many creators. So, yeah, there we go. So again, if you want to donate, Vindicator Strikes Back to the channel, get him down to Southampton, noble cause. I'll leave it there on this video, but yeah, that's the crack. Southampton, Sunday. Leave it there, peace.